2. Bitwise CEO Hunter Horsley joins us on set for more on what's going on in this market. Hunter, good to see you. On one level, I guess you could draw a picture of the ultimate sell the news, because Bitcoin fans have gotten every single thing they could have wanted and said was part of the bull case 4 or 5 months ago. And now it's like, what's next to look forward to?
You know, I think Bitcoin is famous for volatility, and yet when it experiences volatility, people are surprised.
Yeah.
Q1 has been the best moment for investors to put money into Bitcoin, and we've seen that with our client base. I think we've seen more traditional investors, wealth managers, asset managers, banks engaging with Bitwise, the Bitwise Bitcoin ETF, and the asset class in the first quarter of this year amidst the price action. So I think price is always a story in this space. If you remember back to when the Bitcoin ETF launched, it went from 46,000 to 39,000, and people said, okay, maybe it was a buy the rumor, sell the news story. And then it worked its way back up to where it was more recently. So I think there's never been a better time for this asset class.
You say it's always about price, but isn't that because there isn't much more to it than price at this point? You know,
price is the most prominent feature, of course, and it's what Bitcoin's famous for. It's the reason that we always have something noteworthy going on, the volatility of the price. But I think the story right now is regulation. It's the most obvious thing. It's a sea change since the inauguration. The White House, the Congress, and the SEC have flipped to a constructive level that has never been true before.
So one of the things, first of all, thanks for being here.
Yeah.
One of the things that drove a lot of, I think, the sentiment around Bitcoin was the idea of some sort of potential for reserve currency or some U.S. buildup of reserves of Bitcoin. And I haven't heard anything about that in a while. Where does that stand? Where did it ever really stand?
It is definitely in play. So it's one of the items to evaluate that was in Trump's executive order shortly after he was inaugurated. It's one of the items on Treasury's agenda. And then Senator Lummis is working on a bill around that. She's actually having a gathering on March 11th where a bunch of myself and a number of other CEOs will be in D.C. to discuss the initiative. You saw more recently Abu Dhabi announcing that they bought Bitcoin in the Sovereign Wealth Fund, about $500 million. And so there's now about 11 nations that have exposure. So believe it or not, it's very real. And I think that that's one of the remarkable things about this moment is it's almost hard to imagine Washington, D.C. being positive on Bitcoin and crypto. But we're seeing that from the SEC throwing out enforcement cases against Coinbase and Uniswap just in the last 2 weeks. We're seeing that in the SEC and in so many places.